Get a lot of questions on these wall competition series 7s. They seem to be a problem for all of us, man. I'll go through the procedure here for you real quick. This plate is very fresh. It's only got one blade on it, plus bedding in the plate with fresh grit. I'm 180 grit right now. A lot of guys use 220. I don't mess with it, man. I go straight to 180 grit. But basically, my magnet is aligned pretty much in the center of that synapse between the front and rear rail. You can see this blade doesn't have a whole lot of room left, man. I mean, it's pretty thin. So I don't want to remove a bunch of material. I just want to get my pattern established on this blade. So good, clean, fresh plate with plenty of grit so that I'm going to get the effect that I'm looking for. Cutter, I've done this one before. Looks like it's a little lopsided to that left side somewhat. It might be spring tension, I don't know. I'll check that when I get it, like, it'll go back together with it. But you can see we've got a kind of a lopsided pattern there that it correlates with that wear on the cutter. This is going to meet that left side of that. So obviously it wore a little more towards the teeth on this side, which means maybe I got a little more spring tension on this side of the blade. But basically, man, seriously, Dennis Brooks came up with a deal, a little acronym he came up with where he was talking about when it comes to pressure on the wall comp or the wall 5-in-1 blade, how much pressure do you use? And he was saying, think about taking your finger and touching your eyelid, and what would be comfortable while you're touching your eyelid. I want this the abrasive on this plate to do the work, not my pressure. I'm going to align in the center of that synapse between front and rear rail. My sweet spot is somewhere around this line here, the way that James Hammond sets it up. I know he gets mad at me a lot because I don't go all the way back out to the line sometimes, because I've gone to the rub block many times, and when I get to my rub block, when I go to rubbing, I come up and my hollow pattern is actually too far forward on either the cutter or the comb, so I don't have any contact in the middle, and that causes me to have blades that fail at times. So maybe I'm just being safe or whatever, and being a pansy, but I don't go for that, 56 whatever I don't even know what he's talking about, 0.56 hollow from, anyway. Alright, let's just go take a look. Alright, so when I set down, of course I'm going to set down back of the blade first. I mean, not in that aggravated motion, but I'm going to get down there so that I don't put shinies on the front of my teeth, especially on the cutter. It's more important on the cutter than it is on the comb, because you're going to set that clipper blade, that cutter blade back. You can see where the wear is on this. The front of that blade is not even worn, right? So your cutter's going to set back on your comb. So this side is kind of not that big of a deal, except for the fact that this is a damn wall comp 7 potato chip. Anyway, alright, so let's go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down to the back, and I'm just going to set down, and I'm just letting it float. I'm not going to push down at all. And I'm looking at my spark pattern, and I'm wanting a good full spark pattern all the way across. And I'm going to finish up close to what should be the sweet spot and come off the plate. And then I'm going to look for shinies. I have a good spark pattern. I haven't knocked my rear rail off, right? Rear rail still there, front rail still there. And I can see that I have a continuous grind pattern all the way to the teeth. And we can look at that under magnification as well. Let's go to magnification and see what we look like here. See if we can alright. I can see the hollow in the reflection. You see it? I can see the hollow on this blade in the reflection from the light already. I already know I'm centered. Look at that. I mean, I can go to my rub block and prove it, but it's already there, man. It's beautiful. It's centered properly. Anyway, so let's look at the teeth. Let's look at the teeth here. You can see that I have a very nice scratch pattern. If I tilt it a little bit, it'll even help more. But I have a very nice contiguous scratch pattern from all the way from the back of the front rail to the front of the front rail, and even on the rear rail. You know, it's all the same plane, if you will, same axis or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to call it. And I can see on the sides of the teeth that I have a burr, and that burr extends all the way to the tip, which is actually not even necessary on the cutter side, to be honest with you. But man, that's what we're looking for, guys. That's what we're looking for right there. And I have, I feel like this 7-blade is going to cut well as long as I take my time on the cutter over here and my spring tension's where it should be and equal and whatnot. I don't have any fear that this blade's not going to cut properly. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody. Y'all have a good day.